Hi everybody, this is Lloyd Fernandez with another video. If you're a returning viewer, thank you. If you're new, I'm a real estate agent here in York, Pennsylvania, Central Pennsylvania. This video is entitled How do you pick your lender, or who to recommend to your clients lender wise. Okay, so when you first start as an agent, it's hard to pick who your lender is going to be. You're probably going to go off of somebody in your office. I don't know if you have a mentor or coach or anything that might direct you or give you suggestions on who to use. My advice to you, especially if you're new, to try different ones. Definitely try different ones and see which one works for you. There's a lot of things that go into play when it comes to lenders. And you should have a bunch of lenders for different scenarios. You have a lender for each scenario, so you should have a couple of lenders that you have to call upon depending on the situation of your clients. For instance, you might have a client that wants to get a mobile home. Let's say a mobile home. Not every bank does that, so you need to know where to go to do that. You need to find out which lenders can do that. A single, double, wide. You need to know if in your area if you come across that. Also, different banks offer different programs. First-time home buyers programs, USDA. Not all places offer USDA. You really need to educate yourself on your local banks and on lenders period in the area that you are, and also trying them out also lets you know which ones work good, which ones work bad, mortgage companies, all of that. Me personally, I have a lender for different scenarios. Depending on my client, I could suggest that they should use or have more than one that I could suggest for them to call 2 or 3 if they need more help with closing costs and down payment. You might have a client that they're doing fine with credit and monthly payment is fine. The only problem they're gonna have is with the down payment, closing costs. So you need to know where to send those people. You might have a person that has a lot of money saved up and they're just not too good on the credit side, or so that you need to know where to send those people, because you might have to send them somewhere else. Maybe their credit score doesn't reach requirements to send them in to another certain lenders. So you need to know where to send the people that have the money but don't have the credit, or have the credit but don't have the money, and or need assistance that can qualify for the assistance. So you need to be aware of where to direct your clients and which direction for lenders. And also you want to be sure that the lender that you do use is good, professional, handles business, doesn't drop the ball. And the only way you're going to know that is by using them. Also, word of mouth, of course. If you hear, certain things about a certain place, lender, yeah, of course. If you hear a couple of realtors in your office or anything like that, if you hear them saying, hey, a lot of stories about them, like, hey, don't use them, this happened and this happened. Yeah, I understand that. But if you hear one story, don't write that person off. You don't know what the situation was. You don't know what transpired in that transaction, or if they're even giving you the whole truth. Now, if you hear a couple of stories, you hear a lot of people saying, yeah, I would steer clear from them, then yeah, I would say, yeah, you should steer clear from them. But if you hear one story from one person and they're like, oh, I wouldn't use them, or whatever, don't necessarily write them off. Give them a shot. You never know. That might have just been that one person's experience, and it might have been just a specific scenario that happened in that particular transaction. So yeah, that's definitely my advice and it's not just first year agents. I mean, every agent should have more than one lender for different scenarios and who to send clients to, period. But yeah, the advice I'm giving is for everybody, every realtor. But also, yeah, first year agents that might not know how to handle the situation. That's what I would suggest. The first thing I did, well, it wasn't the first thing I did, but along the way, I'm about a year in now, about 11 months, almost a year, 11 months. At some point in my beginning period, I decided to sit down and just call every bank that I could think of in my local area and ask them questions about programs and how fast can they close, and that's another thing. You might want to have a lender in your pocket that can close really fast. Like if you have an emergency situation with somebody and they need to close like this, you might know, this lender over here, they could close really quick unlike the other ones. So we need to send you over here. This is, these are the scenarios that you're going to run into. But I sat down, called every lender, I could think of, and just asked them a bunch of questions. And I made a list. I wrote down the lender. I wrote down where they're at. I wrote down their information. I wrote down what they can provide for my clients. And things change all the time. You got to keep up with it. You got to double check the list. Go back over, see if there's any new programs out, see if there's any new banks or local mortgage companies that might have popped up. You want to constantly be on your toes about who to use for lending, because that's a big part of your business. When you direct people to the right lender and give them the right suggestions, and it works out good for their situation, it's only going to make you look better. And you also want to create relationships with the lenders that you do weed out to be the good ones for each scenario, and then you can branch off from there and have good relationships, and they can in turn maybe provide you with business, or like I've said in past videos, provide you with flyers or anything like that for door knocking. You want to create that relationship. So that's my advice, guys, on who to use when it comes to lenders and how to figure it out. If you have any questions, you can comment on the bottom. I'd love to answer any of your questions. If you want to add to this, you can definitely comment at the bottom. You can reach me on Facebook, Lloyd Fernandez, on Instagram, LloydF86, or like I said, you could comment on here, and I would love to talk to anybody. So guys, that's the end of my video. Subscribe, like, comment. I wish you success, I wish you good health, and I wish you good luck. Bye guys.